All right, so let's hop into this. So the other day, I received an email from someone who was interested in voice lessons. And the person asked me, or was telling me, that they were interested in voice lessons because they wanted to work on their stage fright as well as other vocal stuff. But the stage fright part really stuck out to me. And I also had an inquiry from someone not too long ago about wanting to start lessons to get over anxiety. And from those two, it just made me think about the audition experience and what that whole process is like. And I think oftentimes we don't get the real conversation about how to prepare to walk into auditions. And actually, to me, that is the most important segment of success when it comes to what you do in preparation for it. Aside from the musical part and making sure that you know everything, I think a component that needs to be discussed is the fact that when you're walking into an audition, you have control over your mindset. And a lot of the times when you walk in, I think the idea of not taking the time to... Did my camera just die on me? So disrespectful. When it comes to auditions, we have to pay attention to how we prepare mentally. And even though it's important for us to prepare our music, prepare our sides, all that other jazz, which is expected, we show up prepared, we need to also take the same amount of time to talk positive or to speak positively to ourselves before we walk into a room. When you are going for an audition, right, you know that you have certain material that you're expected to perform. Now, because it's all memorized and all that good jazz, your job at that point is to show the casting directors why you even walked into the room. And to be quite honest, I don't even think a lot of people know why they walk into the room. And they're looking to receive that answer from the people behind the table, and it's not going to happen. I think that when it comes to audition anxiety, it would help so many people to take personal time to identify, why do we even want to audition? Do you really want to be on Broadway, or do you just like performing and you want to be able to make a living off of it? Because when you truly think about 8 shows a week, that is a lot. And when it comes to that anxiety, you have to think, what do you say to yourself before you walk into a room? Are you nice to yourself? Are you going to say, oh my gosh, I'm going to mess up this part? Or do you say, you know, I've worked on this, I know my stuff, and I'm just going to walk in and show them what it means to me? Instead of walking in with that spirit of, I feel like it's, you know, stage desperation. Casting directors can sniff that out so quickly. It's just a fact. When it comes to how I walk into a room for auditions, I have my personal reasons for why I'm even pursuing the goal of wanting to be on Broadway. It has nothing to do with anybody else but me. The moment that I personalized that goal, I started to see success. I started to clear up my throat chakra. But I started to clear up a lot of the noise that was living in my head. You know, what is it about the commentary of other people that you feel is so important, to the point where you spend so much time having these negative conversations that when you are opted the opportunity to walk into a room, you destroy it because you don't even know what to do with it. You're not in the moment, you're not grateful, you don't know how to seek out the moment for you to actually express the words that you want to say or the message that you want to share. The reason why I started talking to myself is so that I would be the one who lives in my head to speak good things. I'm the one who tells myself that I am a great performer. I'm the one that tells myself that what I have to say is important. I'm the one who tells myself, breathe, because you're doing too much. Write a letter to yourself. You know, I think that if I had to suggest something about how to tackle anxiety, I would first tell them, be prepared, because I think that plays a huge part. A lot of times people are nervous because they actually don't know what they're doing, and then they're expecting to come up with this last minute game plan of pretending that they know everything and they don't. And then I would also say, while you're alone, rediscover or discover the reason why you even want to pursue this particular career. When you know your why, you can then strategize and walk into a room with peace. And when you know who you are and you know the path that you're set in, you just do it. There's so many things that can block your mind from paying attention to the task at hand, which is sharing your heart in the room. Obviously, I'm not a doctor. One practice that I used when it came to overcoming anxiety for performing is truly breathing, like intentionally breathing. Because when you have to think about breathing, you end up concentrating on that. I hope this makes sense and I hope this is helpful, because I know that a lot of people struggle with getting out of their head before they walk into the room and before they start something. I find it so interesting that before we can actually show how great we are, we say so many negative things, but if someone were to actually say the negative thing, that's when the defense comes in and you're like, oh, so-and-so said I was bad, or so-and-so tried to give me a critique, and it's like, well, I mean, are they saying anything differently from what you say to yourself? You can't get mad. You say it to yourself. Don't underestimate the power of your mind and the control that you have over it, to know that you have all the tools you need to succeed. Because when you walk into that room, that is the time to show it. And you don't want to miss out on being present. One thing I notice is that whenever I talk to people before an audition, it just gets me off kilter. I went through this phase where, like, when I started to recognize people at auditions, I would notice that my auditions wouldn't necessarily go well. Not to say it's the other person's fault, but because I personally need time to relax, debrief, and just chill with my thoughts and make sure that I'm prepared mentally. Notice most of what I'm talking about is not really about the material. And if you want, I honestly would suggest therapy. Talk through with a professional who can help you to identify where this fear started. I actually attended a class a few years ago. The class was about performance anxiety, and when the presenter was talking, they were saying a lot of times the anxiety that we have with performing did not start necessarily in performing. We usually have fear in another area of our life that is like adjacent to the fear that we developed when we go on stage. I like to think of auditions as performances. Like, oh hey, I get to walk in, I get to show you what I do. Before you decide that you are going to walk into any room, I don't care if it's for musical theater, an interview, for your job, ask yourself, why do you want it? Because if you don't know the answer, it's not going to show up for you. But I am going to go fix my hair, put something on my lips, and then come back. So that wraps up all that I wanted to share today about just kind of my thoughts on getting over performance anxiety. If you have any questions or any tips, share them below in the comment section. I hope that you got something from today. I know I was a bit all over the place, but I just wanted to share my thoughts on how to get over performance anxiety from my perspective. Thank you all so much for joining me today. If you haven't already joined the cast, what are you doing? Click that red subscribe button so you can join the family. You know what I'm saying? I will see you at the next show. Bye.